where the Honorable Hillary Rodham Clinton was a speaker, and also from the Children's Defense Fund, Marion Wright Edelman was there. And she talked about the need to ensure that our children have health care and that they're educated. I want you to be aware that in the New York State Assembly budget this past year, we are ensuring that all 400,000 children in the state of New York have the capacity to be able to get health care. That's the first time. And then secondly, we have been able to sufficiently finance the campaign for fiscal equity, ensure that the children in New York City get the resources they need in their schools to make sure that we're educating our children. So we're attempting to do the right thing. We ask that you would continue to support us and pray for us as we work toward the interests of the state of New York and the people of our community. Again, I want to congratulate you all for your presence, commend the honorees that are to be awarded this day, and also to Soror President Mattingly for always ensuring that I get an invitation. And when I get an invitation, I try to show up. Sometimes it's not as easy to be able to be present, but I want to thank you for the invitation and continue the great work that you've begun. God bless you all.
Come back again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we would like to present, of course he needs no presentation, your borough president, Marty Markowitz, who has some remarks.
Thank you. As long as I see you, I know I'm all right. Good to see you, Mayor. And also all the honorees, all the officers. One of your honorees, this gentleman to my left, who lives in the Lefferts Manor area, he says he's a Trinidadian. I'm a Trinidadian. Now, one of us is telling the truth, and one of us is a politician. No. I am proud of Trinity. The difference is you were born in Trinidad. I chose Trinidad. Big difference. Anyway, and Annette Robinson, it's a pleasure to see you. Certainly for her outstanding leadership in all of Brooklyn, and to congratulate the Girls High School Alumni Association. Let me second and third and fourth what the Assemblywoman said. Scholarships and higher education are the key to the answer to all of our young people to really pursue their dreams, as you and I have been able to pursue our dreams. And that's what our responsibility is, to pass it off to the next generation so that they too have an opportunity to reach their God-given abilities. 60 years ago, when I talked to young people, and I know the band members here, I know, imagining there was a time, if you were black, you were not allowed to play baseball in the major leagues. You would look at me like maybe I got a bridge to sell. And the truth of the matter is that 60 years ago, frankly, was not all that long ago. It really wasn't. But I want you to know that it was Brooklyn that broke the color barrier. And it was the Brooklyn Dodgers, Jackie Robinson, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, athletes, entrepreneurs. Sadly, he became a Republican too. But nonetheless, he made his historic breakthrough here in Brooklyn 60 years ago. I must share with you that we're going to be redoing Evansfield patio. For those of you that live in Evansfield that have friends there. And it always amazed me, because I used to be their state senator before I became borough president. Why is it that there is no statue of Jackie Robinson at Evansfield? That question you will not have to ask much longer, because as part of the renovation of the patio, of the monies that you allow me to disperse, the requirement for the developers will be erecting a statue of Jackie Robinson at Evansfield. Very important. It's very important for the young people. I think it's very, very important. Let me bring you some good news as well. 627 days left before Bush goes back to Texas. Let me just say that Brooklyn is undergoing unbelievable renaissance, as you know. It's from one neighborhood to the other. The property values have never been higher, which makes it much more difficult for those that have no property to acquire property. And that's a challenge to make sure that Brooklyn remains a place where people that are wealthy and those that are working, like most of us here, to be able to continue to afford to live here. That's a challenge. It's a good challenge. I'd rather have it that way than back in the 60s and 70s and 80s when people were fleeing out of here as fast as they could. Those days are over, and now everyone is moving to Brooklyn. In fact, in another week or so, I'll be announcing that finally, for those of you that like this store, I'll make you happy. Trader Joe's will be in Brooklyn in a very short period of time for those of you that are into that store. But that will be joining IKEA, and will be joining Whole Foods, and of course the cruise ship industry is continuing to grow in Red Hook, and I can go on and on and on and on and on. This is a good thing. It's a good thing that development is occurring in all parts of Brooklyn. As long as we balance it and ensure that people of low, moderate, middle, and affluence all share this great Brooklyn cheesecake that you and I adore so very, very much. And finally, a little joke, and I'll be on my way. While walking down the street one day, a U.S. Senator, and it's nothing to do with Hillary Clinton or Chuck Schumer, was tragically hit by a truck and dies. His soul arrived in heaven and is met by St. Peter at the entrance. Welcome to heaven, says St. Peter, but before you settle in, there's a little problem, Senator. We seldom see a high official like you around these parts, so we're not sure what to do with you. And the senator says, no problem, let me in. Well, I'd like to, but I have orders from higher up. What we'll do is have you spend a day in hell and a day in heaven. Then you can choose where to spend eternity. The senator says, I've made up my mind. I want to be in heaven. I'm sorry, but we have our rules, St. Peter says. And with that, St. Peter escorts the senator in the elevator down, down, down to hell. And the doors open up. And as the doors open up, they're in the middle of a beautiful green golf course. And in the distance is a clubhouse. And standing in front of it are his friends and business leaders and other politicians who had worked with him. Everyone is happy and in evening dress. They run to greet him, they shake his hand. They reminisce about good times they had, getting rich at the expense of the people. They play a friendly game of golf and then dine on lobster and caviar and champagne, not bad, huh? Also present is the devil, who really is a very friendly guy, who has a good time dancing and telling jokes. They're having such a good time that before they realize it, it's time to go. Everyone gives him a hearty farewell, waves him by as the elevator goes up to heaven. And the door opens up and St. Peter is waiting for him and says, now, welcome to heaven. So 24 hours pass, and the senator joins a group of contented souls, moving from cloud to cloud, playing the harp and singing. They have a good time, but before he realizes the 24 hours are gone, and St. Peter returns. Well then, St. Peter says, you spent a day in heaven, and you spent a day in hell. Now choose your eternity. The senator reflects for a moment and says, well, I would never have said it before. I mean, heaven has been all right, it's delightful, but I think I would be better off in hell. So St. Peter escorts him to the elevator, and he goes down, down, down to hell. Now the doors of the elevator open, and he's in the middle of a barren land, covered with waste and garbage and disgusting dirt. He sees all his friends dressed in rags, picking up trash and putting it in bags as more trash falls from above. The devil comes over to him, puts his arm around his shoulder, and the senator says, I don't understand. Yesterday I was here, there was a golf course and clubhouse. We ate lobster and caviar, we drank champagne and danced and had a great time. Now, it's just a wasteland full of garbage, and my friends look miserable. What happened? Well, the devil looks at the senator, smiles, and says, yesterday we were campaigning, and you voted. Today the election is over. Congratulations, everyone. And I declare this day, Girls High School Alumni Association Annual Scholarship Lunch and Celebration Day in Brooklyn, USA.
Oh, funny.
Nice and clean. Nice. I know, but I got it done as quick as I could. The good news is I'm working today.
Before we proceed with the hat show, there is a small announcement. One of our alumni is celebrating her birthday. Actually, it's tomorrow, but some of her friends would like us to announce it today. She is a graduate of class 56. Geraldine Morgan Shaw, would you please stand? And could we sing happy birthday for Miss Shaw?
perfect hat to match her outfit. The red straw, that's called the cinnamon straw, trimmed with white. And also, ladies, if you're interested in any of these hats, some of them do come with matching bags. Our next model is Martha Benton. Martha is wearing red straw, also very dramatic. Mary Stone, and she's wearing straw, which matches her outfit. The next model is Bernice Lawrence. And Bernice is wearing a pearl and lace hat, and that's open back. Our next one is Cecilia John, and she's wearing a mint-green straw. I must tell you that Cecilia is one of our vendors outside, and she has the most beautiful items. Her boutique is called Celia's Unique Boutique, and she has kitchen items, outdoor and indoor furniture, family bath and body lotions, and scented candles, flower pots, you name it, she has it. Everything for the household. And she was very gracious in accepting the invitation to be one of our models. And thank you. And we now have Tony wearing a black and white straw also. It's all beaded, hand beaded. And design on the side. Very beautiful. Our next model is Juanita. Gwen is wearing a headband of white petals. Very lovely, Gwen. And Juanita Lewis is wearing a black straw hat, the ribbons and straw at the top, and lace, and has the rhinestones, very beautifully made. I believe that's a handmade hat. Okay, Mary's wearing a lovely off-white lace hat. Very nice on the side, very dramatic. Very lovely. Oh, that's gorgeous. Martha is wearing brown straw with strings with rhinestones and feathers on the side. And ladies, as I mentioned before, if you're interested in any one of these hats, some of them do come with matching bags, so you can have a complete outfit.
Simpson started her first community service project. She felt it was necessary to bring some of the younger girls off the streets of her neighborhood. As a result, she started an African dance troupe and Guzu and Y Lucy, which means beautiful black. The group was well received and accepted by parents of the children. They helped to sponsor the group by selling dinners, to help with the expenses of costumes, transportation, etc. Because of the success of the group, Mr. Wendell Rice, the then president of Restoration, Fulton Street, asked her to join the organization as director of a group sponsored by Restoration. She declined at that time in order to finish her college education. Ms. Simpson completed her BA at Medgar Evers College in June of 1979 as an education major. Prior to receiving her degree, she worked as a paraprofessional in Track 4, a group for severely retarded adolescents at PS 289. After graduating from Medgar Evers College, she worked with the Board of Ed as an art teacher at PS 40 in Brooklyn, and then, under the supervision of Max Roach in District 16, she designed and initiated a gym dance program at PS 21.
I went there.
After a few short years with the Board of Ed, Ms. Simpson decided to go out on her own as an entrepreneur, using her designing and tailoring talents. She has been recognized as a member of on occasions in the bridal section of the Daily News and Caribbean Life for her designing work. Ms. Gwendolyn Simpson Manley is an active member of her church, Grace Reformed Church of Brooklyn, under the leadership of Reverend Dr. Douglas Banks and youth pastor Reverend Sharon Atkins. Ms. Gwendolyn Simpson Manley saw the need for a younger praise dance group at her church at the request of her daughter, Laurel D. Matley. She started the group in December 2003 with 4 members. The group has developed into an average enrollment of 20 children ages 4 through 16, with the help of Ms. Gillian Dealey, assistant and treasurer, and Joan Petrie Lucas, a former Girls High graduate. The group has advanced and grown. She was recognized by her church as a mother in ministry in 2005, and at the 3rd year anniversary of the dance group, she was acknowledged with an Outstanding Leadership Award for her work with the Imani dancers. Whenever she feels there's a need for her gifts, Gwendolyn Simpson Manley is more than willing to give a helping hand. Use your talents for the glory of God is something that she truly believes in. And therefore, Girls High Alumni Association is proud to present Gwendolyn Simpson Manley for your volunteerism, entrepreneurship, and dedication to the Girls High School Alumni Association, April 21st, 2007. And it's signed Dr. Vera W. Matley, President. Please.
Okay, I'd just like to say thank you to my mother-in-law, Dr. Because when she first told me that I'd be honored, I asked her for what? She said for the Lord. But the thing is, I do it so regularly, and it's nothing that I would be going out of my way for. I was going because I believe action speaks louder than words. And you know, to great God.
To the end?
And I want
Okay.
to be able to all these other people.
I called, it was barns and attics and way stations and all kind of folks like in my dream, white folks, Indians, everybody helping us to get through.